Hello everyone. I'll be doing a quick video on what the circle of fifths really is and also what the circle of fourths is. Um, the circle of fifths has so many applications, but I'm going to be talking about the first one, which is sight reading. Now, sight reading has to do with your ability to read notes off sheets and play them right away. So we're going to start like this by saying that the circle of fifths gives us a progressive knowledge of how sharps, that's black notes, are added to the major scales of some specific keys on the keyboard. Now we're going to start from C, which is the very first major scale which every student learns to play, and the C major scale is this: C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Now we are not going to dwell so much on what the note names are. We're going to look at their sulfur, because most students find it difficult to enjoy lessons or understand lessons that do have a lot to do with note names. So like I said, we have what? C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. The fingering is very much going to be the same. The fingering is 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5 ascending, then downwards descending will be 5 4 3 2 1 3 2 1, like this. In a different video I'll show us the fingering, but for the circle of fifth, the fingering is virtually the same. Now from C we move on to the next key. The next key would be that particular key that falls on the saw note. Let's look at this. That is your saw, which is G, is it not? Now we're going to play the G major scale and also look for the saw note. By the way, to know the sharp added to that new key, now our new key is G. To know the sharp added to it, just think of a half step from the new key. The new key is G, right? A half step from G is what? F sharp. That means our avoid note is our what? F, because each sharp is now used in the key of G. So let's just watch this. Can we see F sharp there? Being a T. The fingering is maintained. Now where did we get our saw? Our saw in the key of G is D. That means D is going to have two sharps. C had no sharp, G had one. D, which is our saw, ought to have two. Now it is noteworthy to say that the key of D is going to retain the sharp that your key of the previous key, which is the key of G, has. That's the F sharp. Now it is going to include its own its own sharp, which is a half step before it, and that is going to be C sharp. So you'll be having two sharps there, C sharp and F sharp, meaning you're going to be avoiding the naturals, the C and the F. So let's look at this. We're starting on D. We avoided F, played F sharp. We avoided C and played C sharp. So we have two sharps in that particular key of D. Now what ended up as our saw? That is the key A. What does that tell us? The key of A is going to have three sharps, and like we said, the previous two keys are going to still leave their sharps behind for A to inherit. So A is adding one more sharp, which is a half step below it, and that is G sharp. So you'll be having three sharps come up like this. So what are those three sharps? C sharp, F sharp, G sharp, then you have your A. So C sharp, F sharp, G sharp. Now what happens to be our saw in this key? E, meaning E is going to have 4 sharps, and like we said, it's going to retain the previous 3 from the key of A and introduce its own, which is going to be D sharp. So let's play in the key of E to get our saw. Our saw ends up being our B, and our B, like we see, is going to have 5 sharps, and let's see what they will be. And like we said, the sharp would end up being your A sharp because it's a half step, and it inherits all the sharps that were part of the key of E. So let's look at this. Can we see 2 sharps already? Sorry. Can you see 3 sharps? So we have those 3 sharps, making 5. Now the next thing we are going to look at is the key, the circle of fourths. Now the circle of fourths is quite different from the circle of fifths. The circle of fourths adds flats this time around, not sharps. So we are going to start by adding notes in fourths. We are still going to start on C, which has no sharp or flat. Then we'll move 4 places from that. That is our Fa. In our circle of fifth, we use saw, but we are going to use Fa this time around. So we have, meaning that our first flat key is F, meaning F is going to have 1 flat. Now how do we get where the flat is? In the previous one, when we talked about the circle of fifth, we said the note that is added, the sharp, is half step below that your target note. But in the case of the flat keys, that's the circle of fourth, not sharp keys, the flat keys now, the note that you are looking for that is added as a flat is usually the Fa of the new key. So in the key of F, where will our flat be? Is on the Fa, which is B flat. Can we see it? So that's our 1 flat. Now what will be our next flat key? We are going to start on that particular new key. That's the Fa of the previous one. The new flat introduced becomes your new key, meaning that B flat is going to have 2 flats. So wherever your fourth, that your Fa is, would end up being the note that has 3 flats, because B flat automatically has 2 flats with itself included. Let's look at this. So the 2 flats are this. Can we see it? Then in the case of D flat, because it has to be the next, E flat rather. So E flat is going to be having 3. So we have this. Can we see the 3? Beautiful. The last one is a repetition. Now where did we get our Fa from? So our A flat is going to have 4. So let's start from A flat. We've seen 2, 4. Can we see that? Beautifully done. So from our A flat, our Fa happens to be our C sharp, meaning our C sharp is going to have 5 different flat notes. But we call C sharp a special key, but let me just touch that. So we have, can we see this? So all 5 black keys happen to be flat in the key of C sharp, but I will talk about this in detail because C sharp and F sharp are called special keys, and I would like you to know Why? I believe you've gained something from this lesson, and if not, please leave a comment. Alright, right now we're going to be looking at the fingering for the circle of fourths and the circle of fifths. Now, having explained what the circle of fifths is, we're going to be looking at the fingering. Now, this is my hand. I'm going to number my fingers starting from the thumb, number 1, number 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, the fingering pattern for all, the right hand fingering pattern for all of the keys that make up the circle of fifths, that's the sharp keys, are 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then downwards 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Just the way we see in the key of C. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me take it up like this so you can see it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Backwards 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Then the second sharp key, if you can remember, is the key of G. So we have this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. The next sharp key is the key of D. So we have this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. The next sharp key is the key of A. So we quickly move into that. That would be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, then 3, 2, 1. The next sharp key happens to be the key of E. Now the key of E happens to be the next sharp key. So we just follow the same pattern. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, then 3, 2, 1. Now the next sharp key is the key of B. So we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. So we see that the same fingering pattern follows through every one of those sharp keys. Now for the flat keys, let's just quickly look at the fingering pattern. The fingering pattern is not as regular as that of the circle of fifths, but there's a common rule applied to each fingering system that makes it work. That is, your thumb must land on C and on F. For example, let's take for example the key of F. So we're going to start with the thumb. 1. We're starting with the thumb. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 1. We start 1, 2, 3, 4. End on the thumb 2. So thumb. We move on to B flat. You can't start on your thumb here. The rule is that your thumb must land on C and F. So we have, can you see that? Then the next is E flat. Can you see? Thumb on F. So you have thumb on C. You see the rule follows. So we have F, B flat, E flat. The next is our A flat, which is what we call G sharp. So we have this. Thumb on F. Alright, we stopped at the key of A flat. Sorry, my recording device fell off my hand. Alright, so we have, can you see thumb on F? Then, is that clear? So we have F, B flat, E flat, D flat. I think we've done that. Then, basically that's the rule that the circle of fourths follow. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel like my videos, and make sure you click on the notification bell to be notified whenever I post a new video. Thanks for watching. God bless.